That's his fourth three-pointer. 46-46 is your score. 3:10 and ticking is your time. Left in this barn burner here at the Madison Civic Center. What a game, John.
Man, I tell you, I'm glad we're here, Tony. This is a great atmosphere. Two great teams. Poised to see what happens here.
And Coach Hatcher, he's poised to take a 30-second timeout right now and gather up all his Wildcats and try to get them on the same page as we stop the clock at 2:59 here in the fourth quarter. Score knotted up at 46-46. So technically the first three quarters and about 5 minutes here of this fourth one really are insignificant right now because it's a clean slate.
That's right. It's a coin toss at this point, Tony. You know, it's going to be hustling free throws down the stretch.
Right now for Logan, they're tied in scoring with 14 apiece with Deontay and Paul, as they each have 14, like I mentioned. Excuse me, Paul Williamson only has, nope, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Thinking too much over here, man. It's getting dangerous.
I'm staying out of your personal space. There's a lot of stuff flying around over there.
I'm surprised there ain't smoke coming out of my ears.
How great is this, Tony, that we get to bring this kind of product. We get to be in this atmosphere all season long, bringing Southern West Virginia fans what they want, high school basketball.
I'm very excited. I'm honored. I can honestly say I'm honored. And we have a turnover here now, Logan. But I'm pulling for a good old WV in this one. I mean, hats off to Brookpoint. I mean, I know we're not supposed to take sides, but it's hard not to be attached to the motherland here.
That's right. Yeah, we'll be accused of being homers, I'm sure. But you go anywhere else that's rich in any kind of tradition, they get behind their athletes no matter who comes in, and we're going to fall in the same category.
Now Ryan Corp working on here for Bridgeport. Gives it over to Philip Holmes. Shot up, no good. Raven's going to go to Deontay Coleman. Spin move in and out of four. Please go in. Thank you for completing that play. What beauty that was. Boy, Logan, when they piece it together, it comes together.
I'm telling you right there, that was athletic all the way. Deontay never really had his balance about himself and kept the ball alive. Paul Williamson finishing it on the other end.
And the two captains feeding off one another for Logan as they take a 48-46 lead as we approach the 2-minute mark. And now number 30, Jalen Cotton with 4 fouls. The big man making the return for Brookpoint. And we'll see how that has an effect on Logan, as Logan really was having some problems with him on the defensive end.
Well, I'll tell you, if anybody's going to get him frustrated, it's going to be Gary Miller. Ain't nobody plays any harder than that man.
And Philip Holmes had Gary Miller coming out in his face, but a little too late, as Philip Holmes had a good look at that baseline jumper there. And
tied in, Tony. We're in a good one right here. We're all knotted up, minute and a half.
And it's crunch time, folks. It's crunch time. Keep it locked in here for the end of this one for sure. As now Paul Williamson going to go to the baseline. He's going to be pushed beforehand. Shot will be on the floor, but that will be the 6th foul on Brookpoint. So now Logan will be in the bonus if they get fouled anymore here in under minute 22 remaining. And Logan's got one more foul to give before they have to worry about getting in the bonus.
Right. We see it all the time, Tony. It comes down to, the free throw stripe at the end of the game.
And when it comes down to a game of this small of difference,
look how quick.
And Paul Williamson hanging it there.
Holding it up for the crowd.
Pose it. Give me a pose, Mr. Williamson.
That was so quick off that inbound.
51-48. Unbelievable. It was quick.
Wow, one screen, boom, pulled the trigger.
And now Jalen Cotton gives it to Mario Gills. Three-pointer rattles around, no good. Logan gets the friendly bounce as Mario Gills was left open out there on that left wing.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see what Logan will do here. They're not in any kind of hurry.
45 seconds as the pressure's been cranked up.
By Brookpoint, they're going to have to put somebody out on the ball, and the scary thing about that is...
And one!
No, they're waving it off. On the floor.
Wow. 1-and-1's the situation. He's shooting free throws either way. That was close.
Well, it happened so far away from the... He left the floor right there. And that was a long way from the basket.
Yeah, I mean, he glided. Now 51-48. Huge free throws for Deontay Coleman coming up here, John.
Yeah, these are big. You want to make them both, but at least the first one stretches it out, to a 3-point ball game.
2-possession game is what one free throw gets.
That's right.
And now with two possessions with under 36 seconds, I mean, it's Logan's to win as long as they make the free throws down the stretch.
Right. Yeah. Well, interesting to see what Hatch is telling his team. What do you think they'll do, Tony? If off a make free throw here, do you expect pressure out of the Wildcats?
I would honestly have to say, knowing Hatcher, that he's going to sit back and make them come to him. He probably doesn't want to get burnt down the floor for an easy, uncontested layup, especially with a quick, athletic team like Brookpoint. So I'm expecting to see him sit back there a little deep because they're going to have to shoot either a 3 or get a quick 2. So, we may make him earn the 3 and make him penetrate and earn the 2 down deep. So I'm going to call a 2-3 zone.
Okay, well, we've seen that all in the first half. They set in that 2-3, and it gave Brookpoint problems within the first 6 minutes of the game.
And I hope this many people stay here for our finale, Scott versus Sissonville in this Cardinal Conference showdown.
Great turnout, professional atmosphere.
Absolutely.
Good job, Jason Kingery and the Scott Skyhawks of hosting a great day of basketball.
And also, we need to thank Coach Kingery and his staff for making our experience here enjoyable and easy and pleasant as possible. Thank you, Coach Kingery and Scott's staff, his coaching staff, for helping out with everything.
Absolutely. Special thanks to Nick Cabell. He's been doing a lot for us behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Nick, we take our hat off to you, sir. We appreciate everything you do.
As Deontay Coleman makes the first one there and makes it that critical 4-point lead with 36.9 seconds left. As Coleman walks it down.
Ice water in them veins.
Ice water, team captain all the way. That's that senior veteran being on a state championship team. He's been in this situation a time or two before. And sees Carter's going to get out to Phillip Holmes, swinging out to Ryan Corp. Now Mario Gills, they're wasting time. They need to get a shot off. Sees Carter, teardrop. No good. The first time he misses it all night is with 16 seconds left. And Paul's going to run some critical seconds off the clock. And now Coleman's finally going to get fouled with 10.7 seconds left. Man, what an error for Brookpoint on not getting that early foul call. They let 7 important critical seconds just run off the clock as Paul Williamson outraced him down the floor.
Yeah, they did. He took off just dribbling, and he got up there when they went to foul him. He was smart enough to kick it out to Coleman. Killed another 3 or 4 seconds. Good job on behalf of Logan Wildcats.
And now they have Gary Miller sitting deep out back just in case. And Paul Williamson at the half-court line. But it won't surprise me after this first free throw attempt. I want to say he's going to pull all his players back here behind the half-court line. Yeah.
Even if they do keep Big Gary back here, that's quite a force. I don't think that Brookpoint will get any easy shot with him being anywhere on the floor.
Right. Well, all Coleman's got to do here is hit both these free throws, and he ices it game, set, and match. Now when he misses it, I jinxed him. 5 points, still a long way to go for Brookpoint. They fire up a quick 3, shot up, no good. 2-1. And there you go, folks, and the Logan Wildcats come out on top, 53-48.
Very impressive win. No catcher.
Absolutely. Resilience.
Yeah, they kept fighting and scrapping and battling. Brookpoint took them all the way down. We talked about it, Tony, the last 3 minutes of the ball game. Really, can define your team. And Coach Hatcher's Wildcats were ready, poised. They looked good down the stretch.
Absolutely. And again, as we said, the final score is they took it down on us.
They're quick on that scoreboard.
And they were.
Brook put 48.
48. Okay, then won by 6. So 53-48.
Logan Wildcats.
53-48 is your final. Thank you, John, for remembering the one score.
Yeah,
that's team effort.
No problem, man. I got you back. We're here all year.
You got one piece. I got one piece.
Well, luckily, when you said that, I looked up at the board and they hadn't taken off the visitor score yet, so I can't take full credit for that.
The cat's out of the bag. But
that's
hey,
right.
Appreciate your honesty, man. That's why we love you. But 53-48 is your score. We're going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back to announce our WVSN player of the game for the winners tonight, Logan Wildcats over the Brookpoint, Virginia Crimson Redhawks on wvsportsnet.com.
Your online leader for high school athletics.
All right, we're back. 53-48, Logan Wildcats victors 1-0 to start off the season as West Virginia in the Madison Coalfield Shootout. Well, the Battle of Borders, West Virginia wins. John, why don't you go ahead and lay it on these people, the Logan, West Virginia Sports Network player of the game, and explain why.
Yeah, we always go with the winning team. We pick the player of the game, and the player of the game is not always the one with the most points. It's the one that Tony and I feel like made the greatest impact on the game. I'd like to give a special shout-out before we do announce the WVSN player of the game to Paul Williamson, who was Logan's leading scorer with 18 points. That's unofficial. That's on our stat card. But the WVSN player of the game, Logan versus Brookpoint, Virginia, Deontay Coleman. He scored 16 points. He hit numerous crucial free throws down the line to ice the game for the Logan Wildcats.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. That's a solid pick. It was a tough one. We really sat here and deliberated about that during the break for a good 30 seconds there, trying to figure it out. But
well, it's always hard not to give it to the high point man. You always think that's the guy that made the most impact. But I was really impressed with Deontay down the stretch.
I mean, and many of his points were off second chance points. So his effort was what he earned every single one of his.
That's right.
You know, not saying Paul didn't earn his. I mean, that could have came across a little badly. No malintent, I promise. But congratulations to Deontay Coleman, our WVSN player of the game. And we'll be right back as we catch up with Deontay Coleman with the Logan Wildcats.
wvsportsnet.com,
your sports voice of the Valley.